Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to week 5 of WEAX 201. I just want to provide a quick overview of Module 5 and some of the other discussion items that are going to be pertinent for this week. So here's our learning objectives. We have 8 of them this week, quite an extensive list, and that's because we're looking at 2 different chapters. Chapter 7 and Chapter 8 in Meteorology today are going to be the 2 chapters you're going to read. One of them is going to be on precipitation, and the other one will be on air pressure and winds. Two what sound like different topics altogether, but they're actually interrelated, and you'll see why we group these 2 together. But there's a lot of information we'll need to get through in lecture on Saturday, and with a lot of detail to pick out. So as we go through the module, we do have a video for you to watch, kind of warm you up as always. It's titled "The Sun, Wind, and Ocean Currents." It's about 3.5 minutes long. You're going to read, as I said, Chapter 7 and Chapter 8 in the textbook. When you do this, we have some animations that are listed here. So for example, here's one that's going to show you what the temperature profile looks like to get snow to fall, to get sleet to fall, and freezing rain, or all the way down to liquid. So that's kind of an interesting little animation. We have another animation on here that kind of illustrates for you how hail is formed inside of a thunderstorm. So that's another great one to sit and watch and replay a few times. And then last one, this is the formation of direct thermal circulations as air moves from high pressure to low pressure and the columns of our air start to expand and contract. When I get to the lecture on this part, I'm going to slow down a little bit to make sure that we understand what's happening conceptually with these models here and how the air is moving between the 2 columns. So similar to what I did this week where I walked us through step by step, I'm going to slow us down here when we get to this topic. There's a short precipitation tutorial link that's listed here. Explains why clouds produce precipitation. Then you're going to move into a tutorial on aircraft icing. This is going to take you to a website that's developed by NASA, and you're going to go through this course. And it can be a little long. Depends on how quickly you read and can work your way through it. Some of this may be kind of obvious to you, and you may be able to continue to press forward. But I would encourage you to at least go through various sections of this tutorial before coming to class. There's so much here that I can't cover all of it. So as part of this course, you're going to have to pick up those small pieces that I can't give you. But this tutorial here is very comprehensive. I highly recommend it as something you'd spend some time on. After the aircraft icing tutorial in the module, we have a section on the formation of the pressure differential circulation, and it pulls together another animation here. This is going to be tied to the lecture point that I mentioned earlier, where I'm going to slow things down a little bit. So you're going to see this animation come back several times through the course of the lecture. And again, because we're trying to balance the content of 2 different chapters, plus put all the aircraft icing pieces together, since that's tied to the precipitation element, we're going to move as fast as we can, but we don't want to drop off some of these important aspects of the study. Here's the module for this week's group activity. It's the altimeter setting group activity, and like I said on Saturday, I'm not going to change our groups. I'm going to give you guys another chance to work together for this activity and then the next one that's after this. The final product for the altimeter setting is due in the main discussion board by 30 April. At the end of the day, I expect to see at least 4 submissions. Late submissions are not going to be accepted. If you send them to me, I will score them for you but I can't give you a grade on it. But I can give you feedback on it. These won't be presented to the class. The next group activity we're going to introduce this week as well is the accident report. This one is going to be due in class by the start of class on the 3rd of May. And just like we did in this past week, you're going to present your findings as a group. So while this module here lists 2 group activities, this first one on altimeter settings is due in a week and a half, so on the 30th of May. This one is due in 2 weeks. So don't delay getting these going. I can tell you that the accident report specifically, with the requirement of what you have to turn in, is going to be very difficult if a group is going to work together and try to do this starting the day prior. So work at it in small chunks, parse out the work amongst yourselves, and bring it all back together. For the group discussions on both of these, utilize the group discussion boards inside your groups so that I can see exactly what the contributions are for each individual person. While the group is presenting this, you are getting individual grades on your participation and your quality of your inputs to the rest of the group via your discussion boards. The Embry-Riddle discussion board rubric is going to be what I'm using as the basis for your grading on that. You can find that rubric under the Resources tab. I also put a hot link to it in the announcements section of our page. Same rules apply for the aircraft investigation. The module wraps up like all other ones do with a self-assessment questions for Chapter 7 and Chapter 8 with an overall Week 5 assessment. And with this being a 2-chapter week, you can expect to have 20 questions in there with about a 2-hour time limit, just like you've had in the past. So that sums up Week 5 for us this week. A lot of work, but if you break it out little by little, work with your groups and start working on the project, it's very easy to get through this in a reasonable amount of time. So, keep up the great work. You guys are doing awesome. Your assessments are coming in with scores that are well above average and much better than I've seen it in the past. So great job on that. The quality of your writing is very good, and I was very pleased with the presentations we had in class the other day. Hopefully you enjoyed that exercise. And like I mentioned, through the course here, as we learn more stuff, think back to this airport placement exercise and see if maybe you wouldn't change your mind as you get to learn new pieces of information. So thanks for your time. We'll see you on Saturday, and as always, send me an email or give me a call if you have any questions. Have a good day.